Hello student, this is your third lecture of Power System 2. In last lecture we studied about the complex power, formula of complex power, and how can we find the complex power. So today we calculate one example. This is the statement of example 1. For two identical voltage source E1 100 volt at an angle of 0 degree volt, and E2 100 at an angle of 30 degree volt, and here we have a impedance Z is equal to 0 plus 5j. From the impedance we can say that in impedance there is no resistive component, because 0 real part is a 0, so there is a no any kind of resistive part, only imaginary part is present, so either it is a capacitive or a inductive load. Okay, now what we have to find first is whether each machine is generating or consuming real power. Second, whether each machine is receiving or supplying the reactive power. And last one is a P and Q absorbed by the impedance. Okay, so basically we have to find the powers, what is the powers consumed by this impedance, and we have a two voltage source E1 and E2. So this is the one pictorial representation of our circuit, where we can see that E1 and E2 connected with the impedance Z, and we assume the current direction I. Okay, now first of all find the current flowing through the circuit. So equation of current I is equal to, according to its direction, E1 minus E2 upon Z. Put the all the values given in the statement, E1, E2 and Z, and at the end we can find but before doing this calculation, get some idea about how to deal with the real and reactive, or a real and imaginary part of the calculation, because you have to convert all these rectangle value into polar, and at the end you have to convert all these rectangle to polar. Okay, so before doing this example, get some idea about the how to calculate, how to convert rectangle to polar and polar to rectangle, and how multiplication and division of this rectangle and polar things are done. Okay, so here we can see that first in the first part, E1 E2 value are in a rectangle form. Okay, sorry, in polar form. So first, for addition and subtraction, we have to convert into the rectangle form. So first we convert it into rectangle. So if you don't know how to convert, then use the calculator, and you can also convert it by hand calculation. Okay, so after expanding this polar form to rectangle form, perform the addition and subtraction whenever required. And after this, you can see at the 1 2 3 4th and 5th formula, in which we have to convert in again into the polar, because now we have to perform the division. Okay, and multiplication and division only possible in a polar form, not in a rectangle form. Okay, so at the end you have your answer minus 10 minus 2.67 j, which consists the imaginary as well as a real part. Okay, so this is the current flowing from E1 to E2. We assume the direction. Make sure you assume a direction, and according to direction, whole calculation throughout the starting to end, take this direction constant. Do not change the direction at any stage of example. Okay. So current entering in the machine 1. Okay, if we say that current entering, so direction of current is uh, towards the plus positive part of the battery, or we can say positive part of the source of the supply. So if we say current entering in the machine 1, so that direction of current it towards the plus positive end of E1. So we can say that current entering in the machine 1 is minus I, because we assume the direction I from E1 to E2, and now we want the direction of current towards the E1, so we take the minus I, and if we multiply this minus with the answer of I, we can get the value of current entering in the machine 1. Okay, now current entering in the machine 2. What is the current entering in the machine 2? It is the same as the I, because current I goes from E1 to E2, and we want what direction? Current entering in the machine 2. So current entering in the machine 2 is I. So as it is, put the value of I. So we get these two answer: current entering in the machine 1 and machine 2. Okay. Now we have to find the complex power. So as you know, what is the formula of complex power? S1. What is the complex power uh, in the power source E1? So S1 is equal to E1 into I. But what is I here? Our current is minus I, so we directly put minus I conjugate. Okay, so I already told you how to calculate the conjugate. Simply you have to change the polarity of the angle. Okay, if polarity of angle is a plus, so then you have to convert into minus, or and in the other side if it is a minus, then you have to convert into the plus positive polarity. So convert it out and calculate the S1, and at the end we find the S1 is equal to 1000 minus 267.87 J. Okay, then find S2 in the same way, but here formula is E2 I, because I current entering in the machine 2 is I, so I conjugate. So we got this current. Okay, and both the currents are same, but direction of polarity of real part is a different, but reactive power is power polarity is the same in both S1 and S2. Okay, so power in a series impedance. What is the series impedance? Ultimately we want power in the impedance. So power in impedance is a nothing but the I square. You all are aware about the power loss, I square R. So this is the same formula, I square Z, where Z is a impedance. Okay, so put the value of I and Z. We wa- we get the value of power in the series impedance. Okay, so now our first question is whether the each machine is generating or consuming the real power. So how can we say whether the machine is generate or consume the real power? So we got all the answers. Now it's time to conclude what question asked for. Okay, so P1 is 1000 watt. How we get this 1000 watt? S1 contains two part. I already told you, S1 contains reactive as well as real power, sorry, active as well as reactive power. And active power is a P1 and reactive power is a Q1. Okay, so two part. Positive real part is a 1000 watt, or which is and this is a our active power. Okay, so here we got the active power positive, so machine 1 absorb the real power. Okay, whenever the power is a positive, it means that it absorbing the power. Okay, or here we got the active power positive, real power positive, so machine 1 absorbs the real power, and we got Q1 negative. It means that machine 1 supplies the reactive power. Okay, so real power absorb and reactive power supplies. It means that it is a type of a motor. Okay, this machine is a type of motor. And in second, P2 is a negative. It means that it supplies the real power. And also we got the Q2 negative. It means that it supplies the reactive power also. So this machine is supplies both real and reactive power. And one and a generator can do this work, supplies the reactive as well as reactive power. Okay, so machine 1 is a motor and machine 2 is a generator. So we got all the answers. First, whether each machine generating or consuming real power. So we give the answer which machine consume and which machine supplies the real power. Then second one is whether each machine receiving or supplying reactive power. So we already got this answer. And P and Q absorbed by the impedance. So P and Q absorbed by impedance is a S. We got the S. And we got the complex power. Okay, and in complex power, what is the real part? Real part 0. It means that P is equal to 0. And what is Q? Q is equal to 535.61. So this is a reactive power absorbed by the impedance. So whenever you face this type of complex power calculation, so remember two formulas. First of all, find the current. Whatever the circuit, find the current flowing through each device, each element, and then find the complex powers, and then separate it out the P and Q. And and by this P and Q, polarity of this P and Q, you can say whether it is whether it is consumed or whether it is supply. Okay, so now voltage and current balance three phase AC circuit. So what is three phase AC circuit? An electrical power system made up of three live wires. Okay, let the three phase generators supplies the balanced three phase load. So here you can see in the figure, one side we have a generator and another side we have a power, load. Okay, so what is the formulas, what is the EMF and what is the terminal voltages formula of this three phase AC circuit? So A0 is equal to EG at the angle of 0. Then EB0 is EG into at the angle of minus 120 degree, or you can also write 120 degree positive also. Okay, and then we have a EC0, C0 भी बोल सकते हो आप इसको. Okay, and which is EG at an angle of minus 240. Okay, then we have a terminal voltage at the load side. VA0 is equal to EA0 minus IAN into ZY. And don't forget about the what is the star delta configuration, because if you have a star configuration, then your line voltages and phase voltages are different. Okay, but if you have a delta configuration, then in that case you have a same line and phase voltage, but current are different in that condition. Okay, so here we take the star configuration with the neutral point. Okay, so here we have a currents. How to find currents? IAN, where the IAN flows, here you can say IAN flows in this circuit. So what is the formula? IAN is equal to EA naught, which is the EMF. And what is the impedances? You can see here in this circuit, IAN is flowing. Okay, so what is the power or what is the voltage in that circuit? Voltage is only one, EA0. Okay, and what is the impedance? ZG, which is the impedance of generator, and ZY is the impedance of load, star connected load. Okay, so at the end we can say that VAN divided by ZY. And what is this ZY? ZY is the impedance of star connected load. Okay, then same way we can find IBN and ICN. Okay. Then voltages are equal in magnitude. So this is the condition of three phase circuit. Okay, voltages are equal in magnitude, 120 degree apart in a phase, and current also equal in a magnitude and 120 degree apart in a phase. So this is the condition to become the three phase supply. Okay, the condition of same magnitude and displays 120 degree apart in a phase is called the balance condition. So whenever you encounter with the problems, and whenever you ask that what is the balance and unbalanced condition, so at the time you have to mention these two things. In balance condition, same magnitude and they are displayed in a 120 degree apart from each other. So this is the top most two condition to become the balance. So algebraic sum of three line currents in a balance condition is a zero. So this is all the about the balance condition. Algebraic sum of three line currents in a balance condition is zero. Algebraic sum of three line current in an unbalanced condition is a non-zero. So this is the condition for the balance one. Okay, so this is a one small example. This is one small example of balance condition. So current in a return conductor. Return conductor means neutral conductor. For a three-phase circuit, when the line currents are first balanced and unbalanced. Okay. So whenever the condition is balanced, it means that there is a no neutral current. Okay. No neutral current is a zero in balanced condition. But in unbalanced condition, we have the neutral current. So one side you can see this is a balanced currents and this is the unbalanced currents. Okay, so in balanced current, if I is equal to I, we can if you summation of this all this current, so I is equal to IAN plus IBN plus ICN, convert all the rectangle polar, and at the end you got the final algebraic sum. This is not the simple summation नहीं है, ठीक है, ये algebraic summation है. Okay, so you got in balance condition you got the 0 plus 0 j. Okay, so it means that current in a neutral or a return conductor is a zero, but in unbalanced condition you got some results. It means that some current is flowing through the return conductor. Okay, and it clearly states that the condition is unbalanced, not balanced. If condition is balanced, then neutral current, return conductor current is a zero. Okay, so whenever you want to detect the grounding, or whenever you want to detect the leakage current, then at that time you closely examine this neutral current. If there is some neutral current flow, it means that condition is unbalanced or something leakage is present in the system. Okay, or something grounding problem is present in the system. And at that time you can also see in your home application, peoples are installed ELCB, which is a all earth leakage circuit breaker. Okay, and this work on the same principle, that it detects the current in the ground wire. You already know the one ground wire, one earthing wire is run throughout the electric system. Okay, and if there is something or some minor current flow in this neutrally in the ground wire or in the earthing wire, it means that there is some leakage or there is some grounding problem happen in the electric system. And at that time circuit breaker close its contact and it's cut out the supply from the mains. Okay, so this is the working of ELCB. So in same way, in balanced condition there is no current, but in unbalanced condition there is some currents. So this is all about the three phase balance voltage and current. And if you have any doubt related to content video, then you can comment in the comment box. Thank you.